Okay, thank you, guys. Right, we're recording this discussion and we are looking at what we call number patterns. We're looking at number patterns. Right, looking at number patterns, there are a couple of things we shall learn about the number patterns. There are classes of the number patterns. What are the classes of the number patterns? Yeah, first things first, we shall be doing what we shall be looking at the arithmetic. Arithmetic sequences. Right, what are the arithmetic sequences? So these arithmetic sequences normally have specific names. We normally call them the AS, or we call them the AP. And this AS stands for arithmetic. Stands for arithmetic sequence. The AS stands for arithmetic sequence, but also we have the AP, which means the progression. Right. And so in dealing with these arithmetic sequences and series, we shall be looking at the series as well. Right. So we actually obviously can regard the AS as well to refer to what we call the arithmetic series. And what is a series? By the series, we mean the sum of the terms of the sequence. Okay, of the sequence. I'm going to send you this video at the end of the sequence. By the arithmetic series, we mean the sum of the what? Of the terms of the sequence, because sometimes we add these terms of the sequence. When we add them up, what we get is a series. What we get is a series. Right, and so let's think about this. Right, and now in view of this question, let's give an example. Let's look at an example of this. Given the sequence, call it example 1, because there are many examples we're going to give. Given the sequence, given the sequence 8, 3, minus 2, and so on. Use formulae to determine okay, there are formulae that we're going to be obviously using. I'm going to highlight them. This is just an example. A, the nth term. In B, the 20th term. In C, the sum of the first 20 terms. So we're going to be also looking at the summation of this. Okay, let's look at the solutions now. We're looking at the solutions to these particular questions in the example. Right, in A, remember that we have been given the sequence. The sequence is 8, 3, minus 2. And we want to find right. Want to find the 20th term. How do we do this? So we write 8, 3 minus 2, and so on. And then we write T2 minus T1. What is T2? It's 3 minus 8, which is minus 5. That's T2 minus T1. T3 minus T2. T3, term 3. Term 3 is minus 2 minus term 2, which is 3. And the result is minus 5. Okay, so just note that. So with that said, then we need to the common difference. The common difference? What is the common difference? The common difference is D, which is minus 5, which is Tn equals A plus n minus 1 into D. What is the first term? The first term is 8. We just substitute. This is the formula. What formula is this? This formula here is called the nth term. The nth term formula. This one. Okay. So now, with that said, we have the common difference. The common difference we've already got is this one here. Is minus 5. Like this. So that we have 8 multiplied through by the minus 5, you distribute. Minus 5 times n is minus 5n. Minus 5 by 1 is plus 5. What is 8 plus 5? Is 13 minus 5n. Right. Obviously, the question was, here's the question. Use formulae to determine the nth term. The nth term. So now, this implies that T subscript n is 13 minus 5n. What is this 13 minus 5n? It is the nth term. It is the nth term. All right. So we've answered part A, which said the nth term. Now, we need the 20th term now. T sub 20. What is the 20th term? Right, so we shall look at part B. T20. Tn, we have already seen. What is T sub n? T sub n is 13 minus 5n. It's exactly 13 minus 5n. T20 is 13 minus 5 into 20. 13. What is 5 times 20? It's 100. So now if it is 100, what is then the difference here? Because I'm going to give you some exercises, so you must be ready to try some exercises. So if we're doing 5 by 20, we have already seen it's 100, and we subtract 13. And the result is negative 87, like this. Okay. So therefore, T sub 20 is minus 87. Part C. The sum of the first 20 terms. Right, for the first time, today we shall be stating the summation formula. The summation formula is n over 2 into twice a plus n minus 1 into the common difference. Like this. Okay. If you don't want to write this formula like this, there's another one that we use in the metric syllabus, which is n over 2 into a plus t sub n. If you don't want to use this one, you can use Sn equals n over 2 into a plus what we call the last term. So yeah, these three of the formulas, they both work, they give the same answer. But obviously moving forward, we're going to just use the first one because we're just interested in the sum of the first 20 terms. So 20 terms means n is 20, which means that you're going to have S20. And then we have 20 out of 2 here. Twice a, the first term. What is the first term of that sequence? We've already seen, and we remember the sequence. What is the sequence? The sequence has the terms 8, 3, minus 2, like this. Right, meaning if we have this one here, a is the first term. A is the first term. Meaning you shall come here and put a, which is 8. 20 minus 1. The common difference. What is the common difference?
-5.
Right, it's minus 5. Common difference we've already seen, here it is. Here's the common difference. So it is a common difference because it is T2 minus T1, which is minus 5, but also T3 minus T2 is also minus 5. So that is the common difference. So which means here you're going to have actually minus 5. And then you use a calculator for these things. Okay, like 20 divided by 2, we know it's 10. We know that 2 by 8 is 16. And then we know that 20 minus 1 is 19 by 5. 19 by 5. What is 19 by 5? Okay, because there's a minus, then you have a minus 95 here, like this. And then you just put all this on the calculator, and then you have 10 into 16. 10 into 16 minus 95. Yeah, what are you getting, guys? Minus 790.
-7. -780. Yes.
Is it minus 790?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I know that sometimes you might not hear me well because the network, but in the end, I'm gonna send you this video, and the quality of the sound is just gonna be perfect. Okay, because I'm recording this discussion, and you shall be able to hear me well in case the network fails, because we have that issue of the network. We have the issue of the network. Right. So we have learned some formulas. This formula here we've learned is the formula for the sum. The sum formula is Sn equals n over 2, open bracket, twice a plus n minus 1 times d, close bracket. Or S sub n is n over 2, open bracket, a plus t sub n. Or Sn equals n over 2 into a plus L. L. What does L stand for? The last term. This last term can also be called T sub n as well. Okay, now let us enjoy ourselves. Let us enjoy ourselves. And now we can ask another question. Calculate the number of terms in the sequence. How do we find the number of terms? Next. So this one here is example 2. Let's look at example 2. Right, let's look at example 2. What does example 2 stand for? And how do we deal with example 2? Let's just do example 2 right now. Right.
Can
Calculate.
we,
Yeah.
Sunshine?
Yes, please.
Can we take notes after the lesson because we can't write and listen at the same time?
Yes, I'm gonna send you the video. So when I send you
Okay.
the video, then you'll have to write down the things that I would have, the examples and the exercises, because I'm also gonna give you some exercises. Okay. So yeah, you'll have to write down in your book, because so that the things can be easy for you to access. Like in example 2, the question says calculate. So you can just watch at the moment. Calculate the number. Calculate the number of terms in the sequence. Right, calculate the number of terms in the sequence. What is the sequence? Minus 13, minus 4, 5. Then we put 3 dots, we call ellipses. After the ellipses, we put 2, 2, 1. And then the solution right now. Okay. Calculate the number of terms in the sequence. The question is, there is a sequence. What is a sequence in mathematics? A sequence is the mathematical term we use to mean a list. So if we're speaking about a sequence, we're speaking about a list, you know. So if we're listing things, somebody says give the list of things. So you can say the list of stationery, the list of your stationery for the year. It's gonna be pens, pencil, ruler, eraser, and so on. So that becomes the list. So in mathematics, when you give a list with what we call the semicolons that separate the items in the list. Okay, so this becomes what we call the we call this a sequence. Okay, right. Now, what is the question? We want to calculate the number of terms in the sequence. So to find the number of terms, what do we want? We want the number of terms. Number of terms, it means we're looking for n. because calculate the number of terms. How do we find the number of terms? So how many terms are there? 1, 2, 3, but they jumped others and they reached 21. So we're looking for n. There's the number of terms. But what do we have? We have the first term, the second term, the third, and the others. So we note that normally very interesting to us is the first term. So we write the first term. We got the first term, minus 13. And then what else do we have? We have the last term, the last one. The last term, normally we call it T sub n, which is 2, 2, 1, like so. Okay, with this kind of information that is given, this is not a series. It's not a sum, it's a list. So for sequences, we use the formula a plus n minus 1 into the common difference. Which means, what is T sub n? It is 2, 2, 1 equals. What is the first term? It's minus 13 plus n minus 1. Right. Now, obviously, we can see everything, but we just need the common difference. So what is the common difference? Let's just check. T2 minus T1. What is T2? T2 is minus 4. Minus T1. What is T1? It is minus 13. So which is minus 4. Negative by negative is plus 13. And what is the answer? Okay, so the answer is 9. Okay, but we need to check because it must occur twice. Because now we just found T2 minus T1. Then we must also do T3 minus T2. What is T3? 5 minus T2, which is 5 plus 4. 5 plus 4 is what? Is 9. What is the common difference here? So the observation we're able to see is therefore that the common difference is 9. It is common because T2 minus T1 is 9. T3 minus T2 is 9. So the common difference is 9, like so. Which means the 2 to 1 equals this. Minus 13 plus 9 by n minus this. So here you distribute 9 by n becomes 9n minus that. What is this? So here we have 2 to 1. Minus 13 minus 9 is minus what? Minus 22 plus 9n. So we have 2 to 1 equals minus 22 plus 9n. And then we can transpose this minus 22 because it's negative. And then it becomes positive 9n. And then now we find the summation here. So we have 221 plus 22, which is 243. Now we have 243. Okay, 243. So if you have 243, then which equals 9n divided by 9 divided by 9. So which means 243 divided by 9. It is 27. Hence, n is 27. The question was, determine the number of terms so that there are 27 terms in the sequence. 27 terms in the sequence. 27 terms in the sequence. So which means therefore, if we start with minus 13, then minus 4, then 5, and so on until 2 to 1, the total number of terms will therefore be what? Be 27 terms in the sequence. Next question. Example 3. Right, let's look at example 3. So in example 3, we shall be looking at another question. Another question. Okay, let's look at this particular question here. Right. Right. For example, let's look at this particular one. The first. Okay, I'm just clean this up. Okay, just one sec. Right. I meant the first here. Right, so if we were to say the first three terms of an arithmetic sequence, okay, are, the first three terms are, okay, what are the first three terms? So we start with 2x plus 1. Then we have x minus 3. Then we have 3x minus 4. So here in the first case, we need to determine the value of x. And then write down the values of the first three terms. Of the first three terms. Right, so the question is, let's look at the solution to this. But now in number 2, let's put one more question. We need to determine the nth term determine the nth term of the sequence. Question 3, the sum of the first n terms of the sequence is minus 176. Find n. Right, this question is given like this, but they're like marks given. So, because these are like past exams. So this was given 3 marks, and this one was given 2 marks, and the number 3 was given 5 marks. So now the first 3 terms of an arithmetic sequence are this one, are the ones given. Right, let's look at the solution to this. which means we have 2x plus 1. And then we have x minus 3. And then we have x minus 4. Like so. Right, so if this is the case, this is the sequence that is given. We need to calculate the value of x. What is the value of x? But for us to find the value of x, we need to ask ourselves, what kind of a sequence is this? It is an arithmetic sequence. It is an arithmetic sequence. Because it is an arithmetic sequence, what do we then do with the arithmetic sequence? So we're going to say T2 minus T1, which is x minus 3 minus x1. Okay, term 2 is x minus 3. Term 1 is 2x plus 1. Let's just distribute here. Right, so with x minus 3 by distribution, we have minus 2x minus 1. And this is x minus 2x, which is, and then, yeah, let's start. X minus 2x, we have minus x, starting with that. And then we have minus 3 minus 1, which is minus 4, like so. Okay, so we continue to analyze this question. Continue to analyze this question. Okay, now we got this. But we also need the T3 minus T2. What is T3 minus T2? T3 is this one. 3x minus 4. T2 is x minus 3. Okay, distribute. 3x minus x, 2x. Okay, minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1. Okay, T2 minus T1 must be equal to T3 minus T2. What is T2 minus T1? Okay, because it is arithmetic. We know that T2 minus T1 must be equal to T3 minus T2, and this is equal to the common difference. Right, so what is T2 minus T1? It is minus x minus 4. What is T3 minus T2? It's 2x minus 1. So you can transpose the x, giving us 2x plus x, which is 3x. And then we have minus 4 plus 1, which is minus 3. Okay, having this, then you have this, and you divide the left by 3 and the right by 3. Getting minus 1 equals x. Okay, because the first question was, we need to find x, and this implies that x equals minus 1. Okay, now look, because they said determine the value of x. We've already found the value of x to be minus 1. And then write down the values of the first 3 terms. Right, so x equals minus 1, you already know that with the sequence 2x plus 1, x minus 3, 3x minus 4, and so on. Which is minus 1 minus 3. So what is minus 2 plus 1? Minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. Minus 1 minus 3 is minus 4. Minus 3 minus 4 is minus 7. So, okay, we have done this. But they said determine the value of x and then write down the values of the first 3 terms. Hence, so we're still going on with A. Hence, the first 3 terms are -1, -4, -7. Like this. Okay, now you can check these terms. Do they form an arithmetic sequence, this? Okay, they did not ask us to check, but you can do a check. So we're going to do T1 minus T2. It must be equal to T3 minus T2. What is T2? It's -4 minus T1 here. It's T2 minus T1. Okay, so this one is a 1. T2 is -4, T1 is -1. T3 is -7 minus T2 is -4, which means you have -4 plus 1, -3. -3, and this is -7 plus 4, which is also -3. So you can see that -3, obviously in mathematics, we agree that -3 is equal to -3. So that this -3 is indeed the common difference. This is the common difference. Okay, because it is the common difference. We have a common difference, and therefore it means that we are dealing with an arithmetic sequence. Don't want to say an arithmetic sequence, we're dealing with an AP. What does AP stand for? It is an arithmetic progression. Okay, arithmetic progression. Okay, so these are just only things, but yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of problems that arithmetic progression. Okay. Now, with that said, we continue to do the other part of the question. Because A was determine the value of X. We got X to be -1, and then write down the values of the first 3 terms. We've already done that. Okay, so yeah. So we note therefore that this one is 1. It is question 1. It is question 1. All right, it is question 1. And then now we're going to be looking at question 2. Determine the nth term of the sequence. What is the nth term of the sequence? Number 2, the nth term of the sequence. So in number 2, we're looking for the nth term of the sequence. What is the nth term of this sequence? Okay, let's just continue because we are getting the nth term. We're getting the nth term of this sequence.
-3.
Right, good. Never mind. Right, we already got the terms in the previous question. What are the terms? Okay, we have -1, -4, -7. -1, -4, -7. -1, -4, -7. Right, the nth term of the sequence. So now we want the nth term. What is the formula for the nth term? The formula for the nth term is this one, which is arithmetic. So we have this.
D.
Right. So what is the first term here? The first one is -1.
-1.
Good. Then we have the common difference. We've already got, but one forgets, then you can do it again. T2 minus T1.
-3.
T2 is minus 4, T1 is minus 1.
-3.
And therefore, this is minus 4 plus 1. What is minus 4 plus 1? Is minus 3. But also have
3.
T3 minus T2. What is T3? Minus 7. T2 is minus 4. Which is minus 7 plus 4. Okay. And this is minus 3. Okay, so because T2 minus T1 is minus 4, but is minus 3, but T3 minus T2 is also minus 3, it means the common difference is minus 3. So in this formula here, we're going to put minus 3. So we have T sub n, but distribute here, opening up the brackets, we have minus 3 by n is minus 3n, minus 3 by 1 is 3. Okay, so we continue. Right, so which means therefore here we're going to have minus 3n and then we shall have 3 here. What is minus 1 plus 3? It's 2 minus 3n. Right, so that is what we get. So it means therefore the result is 3n. Okay, it is exactly 2 minus 3n. Okay, right. Having obtained the 2 minus 3n, we continue to look at, because we just needed the nth term. What did we want? The nth term. And the nth term is 2 minus 3n. Okay. Now, that is the nth term. The sum. So, okay. Right. Okay, we're looking at the next question. The sum of the first n terms of the sequence is minus 176. Find n. So in number 3, they're telling us that the sum. So if we add this one, and we add all of them, but many of the terms, the sum of the first n terms of the sequence is minus 176. Find n. So 3. The examiner is telling us that the sum of the first n terms of the sequence is minus 176. Obviously, we need to note that we are dealing with the summation formula here, which is n over 2 into twice a plus n minus 1 into the common difference, d. But we have already been told that the sum is minus, so wherever the summation is, so we're going to put minus 176 into right, n over 2, but we need to just find n. We need to find n. So n, we leave it in the formula. But we need to just remember something here. What is the sequence? Is minus 1, minus 4, minus 7.
-1.
Minus 1, minus 4, minus 7, like this.
-1.
So here we put minus 1 plus, okay, that's fine. I can just change the colors and write n minus 1 into the common difference. We've already seen, we found minus 3. We did it before for this question. We did the common difference here. We had minus 1, minus 4, minus 7. We found the common difference with minus 3. So, which is minus 176 n over 2, which is minus 2 minus 3n plus 3. Minus 176 n over 2. Let's just solve this one. We have minus adding like terms together. Okay, and grouping like terms together. So we have minus 2 plus 3, which is 1, minus 3n. Right. So what is this? You can cross multiply this. Getting 2 into minus 176 is equal to n into 1 minus 3n. N minus 3n squared. Okay, so we have 2 times 176. What is the result? So we just need to do some basic calculation. 2 times 176.
Negative 352.
Well done. Is 352. Good. So which means, therefore, we have, in part 3, we have minus 352. Right, so we have minus 352 is n minus 3n squared. N minus 3n squared. Transposing the n squared, which means we have 3n squared plus n plus 352 equals 0. Okay, so we have this. Right. Let me see. I just get the signs right here, please. Right, let's just make sure we have the correct signs. Okay, first I wanted us to move the minus 3n squared because it was negative and then became positive, and then the n is going to become negative, and then this one is negative. So it's only the 3n squared that was negative, and then now it became positive. The n will therefore become negative, and finding a negative minus 352 there. Okay. So what is the result? Now we need to analyze this and need to solve for n. Right, to solve for n, there are a couple of ways to do this, but one way is to use the quadratic formula. Minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over twice a. Minus b. The b is minus 1. Squared minus 4. A is 3. And c is minus 352. Like this. This is divided by twice a. 1 plus or minus the square root. Okay, we just have this here. We need to do what is under the square root sign. Right, so which is exactly 1. 4 by 3 by 352. Okay, so under the square root, you're going to have 4225. All divided by 6. And then we can just get the square root of that one. Maybe maybe somebody already has the square root of 4225. 65.
Isn't it 11?
It's 7.
Okay, getting 65 out of 2. Thanks for trying. So that we have n equals 1 plus 65. Okay, just a sec. Need to clean this up. So we have n equals 1 plus 65 out of 6. Or n equals 1 minus 65 out of 6. So this is like 66 out of 6. 11. Okay, you already got the answer
Answer is
there.
11.
Yeah, so
Yes.
this is minus 64 out of 6. What is minus 64 out of 6?
Negative 10.
Okay. 64 out of 6 is what? Okay, that one is sort of a decimal.
Negative
Negative
10.
Yeah, it's minus 10.67 approximately. Okay, I
Yes,
must
sir.
indicate that this is one way to do the question, but there's another way. Another student can just factorize this one. Right, so what are the factors of these here? Right, so the factors of these would be the same as what? Okay, I mean, one can be able to think of the factors of that exactly. Right, you can, somebody can factorize this like this. Right, the factors of 3n are 3n and n, of 3n squared. 3n and n. All right, and then now we have the following. All right, so we have the following. Right, so now what are the factors of the 352? So obviously because you have an 11 here, you can put 11 as one of these. Okay, like 11 here. All right, so you have like n minus 11, and then you just need to put the other number here. And what other number would you pick for this? So because obviously this is out of 6 here, you can look at 64. Okay, I can just do it by hand. 64 divided by 6, divide by 2. You have 3. If you divide by 2, you have 3 here. Divide by 2, you have 32. Like this. So which means that you can come here and put, I mean, it's possible, but just that I use the quadratic formula when the numbers are large. Okay, so when the numbers are large, because then here you have a 32. And then you put a minus like this. Okay, one of them is negative and the other one is positive. See, 3n squared minus 33. So yeah, this one is positive. Right, so that you have from this, you can avoid all this long thing and then have from this that n minus 11 or n is minus 32 out of 3. Okay, like that. All right. So, but obviously the question was that you have to, okay, the sum of the first n terms of the sequence is minus 176, find n. Okay, n is the number of terms and the number of terms cannot be negative. So one of them is negative and the other one is positive. So this negative one is not applicable. Okay. Okay, so which means that n equals 11 terms. Okay, the answer is n equal to 11 terms. Okay, there's another question, an example. There's another example here. Example 4. Okay, example 4. Um, 12 and 10 and 1/2 are the first 2 terms of an arithmetic 12 and 10 and 1/2 are the first two terms of an arithmetic sequence. Determine the 20. Okay, determine the 20 first term of the sequence. Which term of the sequence will be equal to minus 51? And the marks are 4. Okay, we have example 4, and it says that 12 and 10 and 1/2 are the first two terms of an arithmetic sequence. Which term of the, okay. Determine the 21st term of the sequence. Which term of the sequence will be equal to minus 51? Let's look at the solution to this. Just look at part A. Right, so if the question says 10 and 10 and 1/2 are the first two terms of an arithmetic sequence, right, so you need to determine so in other words, you have a sequence that has 12 and then 10 and 1/2. So these are like the first two terms. So if these are the first two terms, there's certain things we can get, like if you subtract them in the order term 2 minus term 1, you'd have term 2, which is 10 and 1/2 minus term 1, 12. What is 10 and 1/2 minus 12? Can get these. Okay, 10 and 1/2, we can see this 10 times 2, 20 plus 1. 21 out of 2 minus 12. What is 2 by 12? 21 minus 24. Okay, this is what we get.
-3.
Yes. So, good. So what it means is that the common difference we got here is actually -3 out of 2. -3 out of 2. Like this. Now, with that said, we have that the common difference is -3 out of 2. The sequence itself is 12, 10 out of, and 10 and 1/2. Okay. Determine the 21st term. Yeah, determine the 21st term of the sequence. Which means Tn equals so which means that we can get we are looking for the 21st term. That 21st term is t term 21. Okay, so the first term we can see, the first one, 12. But it's 21st term, so n is 21. The common difference we've already seen is minus 3 out of 2. Which is 20 out of minus 3 out of 2. 12. Okay, if you divide 20 by 2, what do you get? Or you can say 20 by 3. 20 by 3 is minus 60. Divided by 2 is minus 30. So yeah, this is minus 18. So it means the term, 21st term is minus 18. All right. And then now you're interested in finding which term of the sequence will be equal to minus 51. Right, so which term of the sequence is equal to minus 51? So if they're saying which term of the sequence will be equal to minus, will be equal to minus 51. So they're interested in knowing which term. Is it term number 1? Is it term number 2? Is it term number 3? Is it term number 4? So in other words, there is a term that is minus 51. So which means, therefore, here, what we have? We have Tn equals a plus n minus 1 times the common difference.
T negative 51.
And we remember that the sequence is 10, is 12, and then 10 and 1/2. Right, just so that we remember the sequence. It's 12 and then 10 and 1/2, like this. Okay. Now, which term is this? That is what they want to know. So in other words, which means that it's a term that is minus 51. That term is minus 51. But the
12.
first term in the sequence is 12.
12.
But we don't know n because we don't know which term is minus 51. We don't know this, which one. But the common difference we've already seen, we got minus 3 out of 2 in this question. We got the common difference to be minus 3 out of 2. Right, we just need to solve for n. So if we multiply here, we have minus 3 out of 2n plus 3 out of 2.
Like twins.
Right, so in the end, then we have minus 51 minus 12 minus 3 out of 2 is equal to minus 3 out of 2n. Okay, just transpose the 12 and the other one. Okay, so yeah, we just need to solve for n. One way is to just to make things easier, just multiply through by 2 and multiply minus 51 by 2, you have minus 102. You multiply by 2, you have 24. You multiply by 2, multiply by 2, it becomes the 2 cancels. So you can multiply everything by 2 here, doubling this one. You double 12. 2 times 12 is 24. If you multiply this one by 2, 2 cancels, giving us minus 3. Multiply this one by 2, 2 cancels, giving us that. So this is minus 126 minus 129, which is minus 3n. Okay, so that is what we are getting. So which is 102 plus 24 plus 3. So which means therefore we have n equals minus 129 out of minus 3.
Right.
So what is this? What is 129 out of 3? 43.
43.
Good. And hence the conclusion therefore is that n equals 43, because the question was which term is minus 51. So if they say which term, it means that it's some term tn equals minus 51. It's some term tn which is minus 51. What term is that? And therefore the term is the 43rd term. Is term number 43. And let's just check if we have solved it. So this one had two parts, A and B. Okay, we have another example. We have another example. 5. Example 5. What is example 5? Example 5 says the nth term of an arithmetic sequence is given by 4 plus 5n. Determine A, the first term, for 1 mark. B, the common difference. C, which term of the sequence is equal to 104. The sum of the first 12 terms of the series. Right, so in this example, we're seeing that the nth term of an arithmetic sequence is given by 4 plus 5n, and to determine the first term, we need the common difference. So let's answer this particular question and look at the specifics of this question. So if the nth term of an arithmetic sequence is given by these, they've just put many words here, just too many words for nothing. So if they say the nth term of an arithmetic sequence is this, nth term means Tn, is equal to this. So now to look at the solution to that, it means Tn is equal to 4 plus 5n. Okay. That is what they are saying, because they are saying the nth term is this. Nth term means t sub n. Now, what are we supposed to do? To determine the first term. What is the first term? Let's find the first term. How do we find the first term if this one is given? So first term. First term. Right. So they've given the formula and they're saying find the first term, which is T1. Which is 9. So the first term is this. So the first term means what? Means n is 1 in this. So we put 1 in the place of n. So it becomes t sub 1, then 5 by 1. And then it becomes 4 plus 5, which is 9. B. The common difference. What is the common difference? They want the common difference now. How do you get the common difference? Common difference is T2 minus T1. The formula for the common difference is T2 minus T1. But we don't know T2 here, but we can get it because Tn is 4 plus 5n. What is T2? It's 4 plus 5 times 2. 5 by 2 is 10 plus 4, 14. The common difference is T2 minus T1. T2 is 14 minus T1. Okay, what is 14 minus 9? It's 5. And this means that D equals 5 is the common difference. Is the common difference. Is the common difference. Okay. Now, there are a couple of things we need to look at as well. The next question. The common difference we've already got. Which term of the sequence is equal to 104? So the examiner is saying there is a term in the sequence. The sequence is the least of the numbers, but there is a term, there is a number that is 104. But which one? Is it the first? Is it the second? Is it the third? Which one is it? Is the question. So let's see that one. So they're saying there is a term which is 104. Which one is it? So you need to use the formula here for Tn because they're saying there's a term which is that. So what is the formula for Tn? It is A plus n minus 1 into D. So you write the formula and then you are thinking now. You are thinking here. Okay, there's certain things like like the first, what is the first term?
Yes.
Is 9. What is the second term? Second term is 14. Okay, so this one is 104. The first term is 9. The common difference is what? Is 5.
5.
Okay, good. So we put here. In the place of D, you put 5. And then they're saying which term. So if they're saying which term, it means that they're looking for the term number. Is it the second term, the term number? So we need to solve here. Okay, solve for n. So now we have, let's distribute. 5 by n is 5n. 5 by minus 1 is minus 5. What is 5? What is 9 minus 5? 4. 104 minus 4, 100.
And you divide.
Okay, so we divide here. So this one.
20,
So this is
20.
20. Okay. So in other words, this is exactly 20. Okay. So obviously at this point, we're just looking for the
Term.
The term number. And after we got this, hence, because the question was, which term of the sequence is equal to 104? Hence, the 20th term is 104. Hence, the 20th term is 104. Now, next question. Let's see. Okay, but now it's D. Okay. The sum of the first 12 terms of the series. Determine. We need to determine the sum of the first 12 terms of the series. What is the sum of the first 12 terms of the series? The sum of the first 12 terms of the series. Right, so now if we're to look at the sum of the first 12 terms of the series, is what? Okay, so yeah, we need to find the sum. So we need to use the sum formula. What is the sum formula? The sum formula is n over 2 into twice a plus n minus 1 into the common difference d. But it's the first n 12 terms. N is 12. 12 out of 2 into twice a into the first term. What is the first term?
I think it was 4.
Okay, so the first term is T1 equals 9.
9.
And we've already got T2 to be what? To be 14.
14. Okay.
We've already got the common difference. What did you get the common difference to be? We got the common difference here. D equals 5. D equals 5. We got D to be 5. So which means here, what we got? What do we have here? The first term. What is the first term? Here. First term here. So we can use a couple of notations for the first term. I mean, we can use A or T sub 1, T sub 1, T1. Which means A is 9 plus N and together with that. So which means that A is 9 into the N. 12 minus 1. The common difference D we have already got. You have 6. So in the end, then you have 18.
Times 9 and then plus
12 minus 1 is 11 by 5. 55. And then we just need to get the answer here.
That's 438.
Have you got 438?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I believe you. I trust you there. I trust you that it is the correct answer. Okay, I trust that it is correct. So obviously the question was the sum, because if you are dealing with arithmetic sequence and series, this is the sum formula. And we've already got that the sum is this. And hence it means the sum of the first 12 terms is 438. Okay. Right, so yeah, let's look at another question. Because we've already done the part D, which said the sum of the first 12 terms. Let's look at more questions now. Example 6. Example 6. Okay. Now, example 6 says, how many terms? How many terms are there? In the following sequence. In the following sequence. Right, so here we have 17, 14, 11, 8, minus 2, 7, 8, 5. The marks are 4 for this question in the matric exam. How many terms are there in the following sequence? Let's look at the solution to this. Okay, we're looking at the solution right now. How many terms are there in the following sequence? How many terms are there? Right, so obviously at this point, because we have been given this sequence and we have the last term. So you need to look at the last term because now this 1, 2, 3, 4, they jumped other terms and they put the last one. So which means that at this point, you need to know that the last term is minus 2, 7, 8, 5.
8, 5.
And what is the formula for the last term? It is a plus n minus 1 into the common difference, and this is minus 2785. What is the first term here? The first one is 17.
17.
Right, minus 1. Because the examiner says, how many terms are there? So if they say how many, it means n is a question mark. Okay, then we're asking what is the common difference here? To get the common difference, we say T2 minus T1. T2 is 14,
14.
T1 is 17. And what is 14 minus 17?
-3.
-3.
Minus 3. But we must check because you can't just say T2 minus T1. You must also do T3 minus T2 and the answer must be minus 3. What is
Yes,
T3?
yes.
It's 11. What is T2? Is 14.
11.
What is 11 minus 14? Is minus 3.
-3.
So indeed, because we are getting minus 3 twice, so the conclusion therefore is that the common difference is minus 3, meaning here you can put minus 3. Minus 2785. So which means therefore we have 17 plus n minus 1 into minus 3.
-2785.
Yeah, minus 2785. Good. Minus 2785. Okay, we need to solve for n here. So we need to distribute. Minus 3 by n is minus 3n plus 3 equals minus 2785. So 17 plus 3 is what? is 20. But you move it across, it becomes minus 20. Then there's minus 2785. So which means minus 3n is minus, what is it? It's 295, 2905, because we have 2785 together with 20.
Isn't it 2805? Negative 2805.
Yes, minus 2805. That's correct. All right. And then divide by minus 3. 2805. You divide by minus 3.
Giving us
What answer do
935.
we get there?
935.
Yeah, which is, well done. It is exactly 935. Which is exactly 935. So obviously, what was the question? How many terms are there in the following sequence? So we considered the last term, which is this, and we solved everything. And hence, there are 935 terms in this sequence. Hence, there are 935 terms in the what? In the sequence. Let's get the next question, please. Right. Here is the next question. It's also an example. 7. Right, so in example 7, you need to calculate the sum. Calculate the sum of the arithmetic. Calculate the sum of the arithmetic series. Okay. Okay, we have this one here. By using, okay, let's look at this one. By using an appropriate formula. An appropriate formula. Okay, let's look at this one. The question is calculate the sum of the arithmetic series, this one, by using an appropriate formula. And let's look at the solution to this. What is the solution to this? Right, so to calculate the sum of the arithmetic series here, we need to, obviously, because they have already said it is arithmetic. So since it is arithmetic, it means that, and we need the sum. What is the formula that we're going to use? You must ask yourself, what is the formula? Because we're using this formula here. So Sn is n over 2 into twice a plus n minus 1 into what? Into the common
Into D.
difference d. Like this. But be that as it may, we need to know the first term. The common
First term
difference
is
D.
2. So it's
And then now, even, okay, obviously for the common difference, you must also say T3 minus T2, because if you only say T2 minus T1, you must check if it is common indeed by saying T3 minus T2. T3 is this.
-5.
Right, so which means we want the sum. Just
Oh.
one sec. Just one sec.
Oh.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna clean this up. It's gonna clean with ease, 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 ease. Okay, right. So now we have Sn. Okay, we want the sum of this arithmetic series, but also there are a couple of things we do not know here. Okay, right. If we want to find this sum, let's just check. Yeah, before I even write that, so that at least we can be systematic in the way we do it. The first term we already know it's A equals 6. The common difference, so we know A, we know D, but we don't know N. How many terms are there? Because for us to find the sum, we must know how many terms there are, because in the summation formula, there is N, there is A, there is D. We know A is 6. We know D is -5. But what is N? We don't know how many terms are here. So we must find the terms. So we're going to use Tn.
It's Tn equals to A plus N to D.
Right. This is the formula that we're going to use because we know the last term. So in other words, if you use the formula Tn equals A plus N minus 1 into the common difference, it means, therefore, now at this point, what do we have? We need to know what is the last term. The last one is -239. -239 equals the first term. What is the first term? 6 plus N minus 1 into the common difference. What is the common difference?
-5.
-5. So we put -5 here. -239 equals 6 minus 5n plus 5. Distribute by -5 here. So, which means that we have -239. So what is 6 plus 5? It's 11.
It's 11.
Good, and then you move it across.
-5.
Right, so this is -250 equals
5n.
Right,
Then divide.
we want to solve for n. So how do we solve for n? So we divide by -5 on the left and the right.
It's 50.
Yeah, so what do we get? 50.
50.
Well done. So n equals 50. Once you get n equals 50, then it means that we know that S sub n is n out of 2, which equals 2a plus n minus 1 into the common difference d, which means that we know that n is already 50. 50 out of 2 equals 2 into the first term. What is the first term? 6. Which means it is 50 minus 1.
And
equals
-5.
the common difference. The common difference, did you get it to be -5? Let's check, just in case you forgot. Yes, we got it to be -5. Okay, and we have this. So now we just need to simplify these things. So which means we have S sub 50, this one is 25 into, this is 12. So you have 49 by 5. which is minus 245. Okay, you can just use a calculator for this.
Yeah. It's negative.
So in other words, you have 25 into 12 plus 49 times minus 5, which is minus 58.
Negative 5825.
25. Good. Yeah, it works out to this. So in other
Then
words,
this-
now we have that this is the answer to the question, and we have solved this problem in detail, pretty much in a step-by-step fashion. So just note that, and then we continue to try and solve the next question. Okay, so which means the sum of these terms is minus 5825. Let us solve more problems now. Let's solve more problems. So in solving more problems, we want to continue. And this one was example 7, and then we're going to look at example 8. Example 8. What do we do in example 8? In example 8, we are saying given the arithmetic, sequence, given the arithmetic sequence 3, 7, 11, and so on. Calculate the sum to 20 terms of the sequence. B, if the nth term is 191, determine the value of n. Given the arithmetic sequence 3, 7, 11, calculate the sum to 20 terms of the sequence. And if the nth term is 191, determine the value of n. So at this point, we are looking for the solution to this. What is the solution to this? Right, and so to find a solution to this and to calculate the sum to 20 terms of the sequence is to write down the question first. So we proceed to look at A. So we have 3, 7, 11. We have 3, 7, 11. But what do we want? The sum to 20 terms. But it's arithmetic. So what is the sum formula? They're saying we must find the sum. What is the formula?
The n over 2.
N over 2 into 2a
Bracket 2a
plus n minus
minus
1 into the common
the
difference.
b.
That is the formula. Okay. But what do we need also? We have been told that we must calculate the sum to 20 terms. Sum to 20 terms, meaning that we're dealing with 20 terms here. N is 20. So we're going to come here and put 20 here, which is 20 out of 2 into 2. The first term, the first one is 3, which means you have 20 minus 1 into the common difference. What is the common difference? Right, so to get the common difference, we must say is T2 minus T1.
T2
What
minus
is T2?
T1.
Which is 7 minus 3, which is 4, which means the
4.
common difference is what? Is 4. But also you must check the common difference by saying T3 minus T2 as well. What is T3?
4.
T3 is 11
4.
minus 7, which is also 4. So you must do it twice because we can't just say T2 minus T1 and get an answer and then claim it's common, because it must be common, it must be done twice or more. Okay, so we have this. Now
Get
we continue, which means S20 is the same as 20 divided by 2 is 10. 2 by 3 is 6.
6.
Plus 20 minus 1 is 19 by 4. And then now we're going to get S20 and we must get the answer. What is the answer to this? Let's just...
820.
What did you get?
820.
Okay, that's excellent. I trust you. I trust you there. Right. I trust you there, and that is the answer. So this is exactly 820. So which means, therefore, that the sum of 20 terms is 820.
20.
Okay, the sum is 820. Right. So obviously the question was that calculate the sum to 20 terms of the sequence. And then in B, we're saying if the nth term is 191, determine the value of n. So we're saying if the nth term is this. So in other words, in part B, we're saying the nth term is 191. But what is the nth term here? What is the formula for the nth term? Is a plus n minus 1 into the common difference is 191. Okay, so, but what is the sequence here? The sequence, what is it? Okay, this sequence is 3, 7, 11. The sequence is 3, 7, 11, like this. The first term is what? 3.
It's 3.
The common difference we've already got. What did you get it to be? 4.
4.
Okay, because the question is, if the nth term is this, determine the value of n. So we're looking for the value of n. So which means n is a question mark. 3 plus 4 by n,
4n.
which is 191.
Include the like terms.
So which means, therefore, that is 4n equals. Now, what is 3 minus 4? Is minus 1. And then if you move it across, it becomes plus 1, which means we have 4n, which is 192.
192.
Divide 192 by 4. What is 192 divided by 4?
Giving us 48.
48.
Okay. Well done. I trust you there. It's exactly 48. Because now the question was that at this point, what were we supposed to do? If the nth term is 191, determine the value of n. So the value of n. We got that the value of n, hence n equals 48. And this is the value of what? This is the value of n. Right, let's do another question. An example. Example 9. Right, so in example 9, what is this? Okay. Example 9 says in an arithmetic series, the first term is 2. The last term is 20. Okay, let's just clean up. Right, so in an arithmetic series, the first term is 2 and the last term is 20. And the sum of all the terms is 110. Use the formulae to calculate A, the number of terms. The marks are 3. The common difference. Three. The seventh term. Two. Okay, so in an arithmetic series, the first term is 2 and the last term is 20, and the sum of all the terms is 110. Use formulae to calculate the number of terms, the common difference, the seventh term. So let's look at the solutions to this. So now we shall proceed to look at the solutions. So if you look at this and then you look at part A. Right. So what do we do now to do this? Because we have been told that in an arithmetic series, the first term is 2. So it is a sum we're dealing with because it is a series. A series is a sum. So when you're adding things up, what you have in mathematics is called a series to mean a sum, right? So, but they're saying the first term is 2. So let's just write here. So which means the first term is 2. The last term is 20. The last term is 20. And that means that the last term, we write it like this. Tn is 20. That is the last term. And the sum of all the terms is 110. And now if we add all the terms, we get 110. Use formulae to calculate the number of terms. So we are looking for the number of terms. Use formulae to calculate the number of terms. How do we then find the number of terms? Okay. We have these here. And now we need to solve this problem. The question is, how many terms are we actually dealing with here in this case? All right, because we know that Tn is A plus n minus 1 into the common difference. But we already know that Tn is 20 and the first term is 2 plus n minus 1. And then now the common difference we do not know. So these are simultaneous equations. 20 minus 2 is 18 equals n-1 into the common difference. Call this one an equation. Say 1. The sum now, what is the sum formula? The sum formula already know is n over 2 is 2a plus n-1 into the common difference. Now, what is the sum? Is 110 equals n over 2 into twice a is 2
2.
plus n-1 into the common difference. Like this. So what do we have? We have 110 is n over 2 into twice these plus into this. So we can cross multiply now. 2 by this one is 220. 2 by 110. We're still continuing with part A. Is equal to n into, what is 2 by 2 is 4 plus n-1 into d. So which means 220, which equals exactly this. Exactly this. So what is exactly this here? Let's check. Hey, you have exactly that. So there are many ways to do this question, obviously, but one easy way is to say you need to find n and the d. But what is n into this equation? This equation is n-1 times d, which is 18. Right. So in other words, you can leave it like this. Just write. Let's just remove this. So call this equation 2, and then have equation 1, which is 18 into n-1 into d. We called it equation 1. So we need to solve this simultaneously. We need to solve for n and the d here. But already you can just say put 1 into 2, which means 220. In the place of n-1 and d, so this is 22. So divide by 22. So which means that what do we have here? What is the answer to this? So if you say 220 divided by 22, it's 11. It's 10, excuse. So we have exactly 10 like this. So we got that n is 10, and then now we need to solve for d, because what is the question actually? So when we're interested in the number of terms, what is the number of terms? So we've already got that the number of terms is what? Is 10. So in other words, in part A, which means hence there are 10 terms. Okay, there are 10 terms. Hence there are 10 terms. All right. Hence there are 10 terms in the series. Okay, because we're dealing with what? We're dealing with a question where they said it's an arithmetic series. So there are 10 terms in the series. in the series, okay? Now in part B, we are looking at the common difference, So let's look at part B now. Right, so in part B, what we have is that we have 18 equals n minus 1 and d. We have 18 equals n minus 1 and d, right? But we already know that n equals 10. So that we have 18 equals 10 minus 1 times d. What is 10 minus 1? It's 9d, which means it is 18 out of 9. What is 18 out of 9? It's exactly 2. Hence, the d equals 2 is the common. It's the common difference. So we have the common difference like this. Right, so now then we just need the 7th term now. What is the 7th term? Term number 7, what is it? So now to get the 7th term in C, which means we are looking for the 7th term. Let's call it T sub 7. Is equal to what? So which means Tn is n is a plus
negative n negative 1.
Yes, into d.
Yeah.
Right, so which means we're looking for T7 when the first term, what is the first term in this question?
I think it's 2.
The first term is 2. The first term is 2. So the first term is 2 plus, this is 7 minus 1 because the 7th term. And then we're looking for the common difference. What is the common difference? Is d equals 2. Which is 2 plus. What is 7 minus 1? 6 by 2, which is 12. Which is 14. So which means T7 equals what? 14.
14.
Hence, T7 equals 14. Hence T7 equals what? 14. Okay, let's look at the homework now. You must be able to give a homework. Okay. Okay, let's look at a homework. Not be able to give a home activity. So that when you get home, you can do something. Number 1. In number 1, we're saying determine. Determine the sum to 16 terms of the arithmetic series. The sum to 16 terms of the arithmetic series whose 7th term is 19. Whose 7th term is 19. and whose 10th term is 25. The 12th term of an arithmetic sequence is 8. And the sum of the first twenty terms is 70. Determine the sequence. Right, so the first one says determine the sum to 16 terms of the arithmetic series whose 7th term is 19 and whose 10th term is 25. Okay, the 12th term of an arithmetic sequence is 8, and the sum of the first 20 terms is 70. Determine the sequence. Number 3, the 5th term of an arithmetic sequence is 0. And the and the 13th term is equal to 12. Using suitable formulae, determine the common difference. For 4 marks. In 3.2, determine the first term. For 2 marks. 3.3, the sum of the first 21 terms. For 5 marks. Next question. Number 4. Evaluate 199 plus 197 plus 195 plus 123 plus 101, which is 99 plus 97 plus 95 plus. Then you put the ellipses here like this and you have 1. Okay, this one, it's 7 marks to do this in the exam. Then you have exercise home activity number 5. That says the 6th. The 6th term. The 6th term of an arithmetic progression. Is 5. The 7th term the 7th term of this progression is 9 more than the 4th term. Determine the sum of 20 terms of this progression. Next question, 6. Next question, 6. The sum of the first 3 terms of an arithmetic sequence Okay, this part of the home activity is 30, while their product is 840. Determine, okay, let's solve this one. Determine these terms. Okay. Next question. Determine the largest value of n for which the sum of n terms of the series minus 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 3 dots will have a value of less than 48. 4 marks. This. The next question, number 8. The first term just a minute. Okay, we're just cleaning this up. The first term of an arithmetic. Okay, so we're going on. Of an arithmetic sequence is a plus b in the second term is a minus b find the following in terms of a and b. Simplify. Your answers. Simplify your answers. In 8.1, D, the common difference. For 1 mark. 8.2, T sub 10, 3 marks. 8.3, S20, 3 marks. Like this. The last one. Number 9 of the home activity. The sum to n terms of an arithmetic sequence okay, the sum to n terms of an arithmetic sequence is given by the formula The formula is S sub n, which is minus 3n squared plus 63n. Determine into 9.1. Determine the first term. First term of the sequence. Two marks. 9.2, the sum of the first two terms of the sequence. Two marks. 9.3, the common difference. Nine point four, the value, right, either the value or the values of n if the sum of n terms is 294. Okay. Right, so these are the exercises I've given. So I'm gonna post the video in the next couple of minutes. So yeah, we're gonna continue tomorrow. Tomorrow is physics. Okay.
What time?
I'm gonna send the time, but I'm suggesting that we meet as early as 9. Think about 9. Okay, and let me know if you are free at that time. All right. Thanks,
Okay.
thanks guys for your time. I'll see you again. I'm gonna chat to you on WhatsApp, obviously, but yeah, I'm gonna send this video just now, and then I'm gonna send this video on WhatsApp so that you watch, and then you can do the exercises at the end, you know, and you can write down the notes, everything. You need to have this in your book. There is a book you must separate where you're gonna write the notes and the exercises and the home activities and the answers, because when we meet again, I'm also going to do corrections to this, you know, in our next math lesson, but tomorrow morning it's science. Thanks, guys. Chat to you later. Okay. After I've posted this video. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye, guys.